Hello, let me know if you can hear me. Hi, Nancy. Yeah,
Hi,
everyone's muted when you first get in, so you have to
that's
hit
right.
unmute.
That's right. I,
Hello.
hi, I made it.
Yay. That's amazing.
It is.
As you enter, feel free to hit unmute and do your camera if you'd like so we could see your face. Hi, Jan. Oh, I love it. Hi, Julie. Congrats on your book launching. That's amazing. You're muted. Everyone's muted when you first get in, so feel free to unmute. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Louise. Feel free in the chat just to say here if you can hear me. I know not everyone may want to put on their camera. And just for fun, why don't we all put in the chat? Or if you want to unmute, you could just say where you're coming from. So I'm in Phoenix, as you know.
Ontario, Canada.
Yay for Canada.
The Madison, Wisconsin area.
Very cool. Hi, Marv. Julie's in Ringgold. LA is Louisiana, right? Yeah, okay, Nancy's nodding. I'm originally from Canada, so I always ask for grace when it comes to all the states and abbreviations. Marv's in Iowa. And I'd love to hear what's the weather like where you are as we wait for a few more people to come in.
Beautiful.
Oh, love that. Luis is in a hospital waiting room, so it's noisy. You're going to be on mute, no problem. Based in Olympia, also originally from Canada. Yay. Love it. Well, welcome everyone. Today's pretty informal. I wanted to do this just as a marker of yay, my website is done. So what I'm going to start with is giving you a tour of my website. And then after I do that, I'll just open it up for questions, comments, discussion, whatever we want to talk about. This is just kind of our time to hang out. They can be website related, not website related, whatever, wherever the spirit takes us this morning. So let me share my screen. Oh, and before we start, actually, if you're newer to Zoom, Zoom has some really fun features now where on the bottom of your screen where all of our faces are, there's a react button. And so when we get to the Q&A, there's a place there where you can raise your hand. So I know you have a question. So everyone just raise your hand if you see it, if you want to practice here. And then if you raise it and you change your mind, you can lower it. Feel free to unmute if you're having trouble finding it. And then one other fun feature here is you can now send effects. So there's all the different emojis and you can just click on it and it'll populate your background, which is pretty fun. So let's take a minute and just make sure those who are on video know how to do it.
Okay, I'm not finding.
So on the bottom, it should say participants, chat, and then there's a heart that says react on the Zoom screen where we are.
Okay, participants.
Mine says reactions with a little plus at the bottom.
Okay, it might be the same
Mine's
thing.
different.
So
I'm,
yeah,
I'm on a Mac.
Okay, I don't know if you have all the emojis. Yay, Julie just raised her hand. So on the Mac, try clicking on that react.
Oh, reactions. Here it is. Okay. And
then just for fun, pick an emoji. Oh, there you go. So Jan got her emoji. The Mac must not have the floating emojis yet.
Nope. I'm a static
emoji. Okay, Marv, you found it. So yours must be the static too. Julie's
yeah,
saying no. Love that. Well, any
Yeah,
questions about, or go ahead.
got all of
I have no idea how to get rid of that now. So I guess I'm going to be your negative child today.
them.
I'll take it. I love it. Give me practice for my own child. Okay, well, let's dive
Would you
in.
like 2 of them? I'll give them to you.
I'm good. Thank you. So I'll click share my screen and then I'll take you to my website. And I'll just talk you through kind of my process and the things I was thinking as I put this together, because I know how helpful it is just to get inside the brain of other writers, and then it might even give you ideas or gems for your own website. The first thing actually, so websites can feel tricky because they're a lot of work to get created and then they can be a lot of work to maintain. So what I did is I found a website called Blue Chick, and they actually sell templates of like WordPress templates. And then you can actually buy a package where they install it on your site. So this is the one, I gave you a link to the theme that I purchased. And I picked it because I like the colors, I like the brightness, and then I went ahead and paid. So basically I gave them control of my website for, I think it was 48 hours, and they put the theme on my website. And then it was up to me to go into Elementor is what they use, and to edit all the copy. So I literally got the theme that's on their website with just holding copy, and then I went in and filled it in. And complete transparency, I bought that theme like 2 years ago. And I just updated the website like in the last couple months. So it wasn't a high priority. And I do think as writers, especially when you're starting out, I don't know that you need a website. Like you can do a lot with social media, with Substack, different platforms. The one thing I will say that I think you do need as a writer is you need an email list, because your email list, you own it, whether you do MailChimp, Substack, you have your email list as well. I use ConvertKit, but to me, that was the highest priority, building that email list over having a website. The benefits of a website are it is somewhere that I can now point people. When I go to speak in Suriname, I can actually give them my website so they can actually come and explore what I do, what I offer. So it's a great step as you're building and growing, but I wouldn't get hung up on creating it in the beginning. I would actually focus on your email marketing and building that list first. So here's my website. And a website is always in process. So even though I'm like, yay, here it is, it's never perfect. It's never issue free. And so just keeping that in mind, because I think as writers, because we're writing books and then we're publishing them and then they're done, or we're doing an article and then it's done, we can come to marketing or we can come to our website and think, oh, I should just be able to do this once and then it's done. But a website is a living, breathing thing. And so it's constantly going to be updated. You are changing, your branding might shift, your language might shift, your offers might shift. And so just remembering that helps me, because it gives me grace to make it the best it can be right now without getting into perfectionism, and also realizing this is going to evolve and change. Even just the pictures. I'm going to get older. I'm not going to have this picture forever. So when you come to the homepage, the most important thing for me was my Facebook group here, and it could stand out more, but I really want to get people into my Facebook group where I can communicate with them in another way. And then in my Facebook group, whenever they click to join, it actually asks them 3 questions. So I'm already a member, but if you weren't, it asks you 3 questions to join. And it's like, what are your writing dreams? What are the greatest challenges you're facing? And what's your email address? And so just by coming to my group, I'm building my email, and I'm also getting into the heads of writers. Okay, what are your challenges? What you're aiming for? And so whether you're serving readers or editing clients or something else, having questions like that are both the aspirational and the challenge can give you a lot of insight into how you talk to them, what you talk about, and all of that. So that's my priority. That's why it's at the top. And then with the pages, I tried to keep it simple. So there's just home, about, services, books, blog, contact, and testimonials. And then I like this theme too because it has all my socials right at the top if people want to check out my LinkedIn, my YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest. I don't even use Pinterest anymore, but I guess I have a lot of views every month from when I did use it. So I still mention it. And then Instagram. And then when you're on your homepage of your website, you want to talk directly to your audience. So the homepage is not like, hey, I'm Deanne, here's all about me. It's okay, become an unstoppable writer because that's who I want to serve. And then it has a little bit about what I focus on, messaging, marketing, money to make an impact in your world, make an impact on the world, have the time of your life. And then the very next thing on the page, which is just barely above the fold, although if I make the screen smaller, it's not, but it's a free copy of my book. And that actually takes them to my email list. So to get the free PDF, I'm getting their email address. And then it gives them like a short welcome sequence about writing, and then they're just on my regular email list. And then this was fun to create, and just an encouragement, like every writer's different. So some writers, you just want to write, like that's all you want to do and just focus on your books, and that's great. Other writers are realizing like, okay, it's hard to make a complete income from my books, so I want to offer other things. And so this has evolved over time for me in knowing I want to serve writers, knowing I love creating community. I have a teaching bent. Like it's been over years figuring out what that looks like. And so right on the front page, I have, okay, you can join the collective. Some of you are members. You can join Momentum Mastermind. Some of you are in that. And then there's all the other things. And this just links to my services page, which I'll show you. And then also throughout the website, it's fun as you develop your voice and you develop little catchphrases. You can keep those, you can kind of weave those in so that your website has personality. And kind of a fun side story, I went to a mastermind in 2018. And at the time, my website was very like turquoise and dark blues and like very kind of just not monotone, but just it was a very different website. And I had a hot seat that's called Burning Ears, where the rest of the mastermind just talks about you like you aren't there and says what they would do with your business. Well, if I owned Deanne Welsh, like here's what I would do, here what I would change. And one of the things they said was that my website was too boring. Like it wasn't fun enough or bright enough. So that's part of why I'm really excited about this website. I feel like it shows my personality and all of that. And then down here, it's just a link to About Deanne, but just notice how far down on the homepage it even talks about me because it's all focused on your audience. And then here, I debated keeping this here. There's kind of, I've read different things online. Some people are like, this is great. Some people are like, you have to be careful with using other people's logos. So for now it's here, but I might remove that. And this was back when I was on Medium consistently. And I used to write for the Turning Point magazine. So just having that. And then podcast, this is part of the living part that's not done. So just put coming soon. And then blog posts. So the front page kind of focused on the reader, but then it links to other places. And then at the bottom, I like this template too, because it has like you can start here and then working together. I tried to think about the links that I care about most for people taking, and so put those there. And then at the bottom, it has just the same menu as the top. So that's the home page. And then the about page is fun because it's a chance to showcase a little more of your personality and to talk directly to your reader. It doesn't just have to be a bio. So I had a lot of fun writing this, and again, really focused on the reader. Why should they care about me? Why should they care about the website? And again, the Facebook group is one of the top actions, so weaving that in. And then talking a little bit about why it matters and what it looks like to pursue your writing journey. And so even for you with your readers, thinking about like, why do they love the genre? Why do they love your art or making art and lifestyle? Or like Jan, like, why is growing with God important? What does it impact? And so kind of mapping out that vision and those results that they can see. And then even my vision is very reader focused. So always keeping that spotlight on the reader. And then it had this little block with like bragging metrics. So that's always fun. And then quotes. It's always good to put a name when you can, but this template didn't have a name place, so I just left it. And then again, kind of showcasing my values. And part of why I put my values here is that I want to attract people who are kind of similar to this. And so if someone comes and they're like, oh, kindness, but that doesn't resonate, then great. I don't want them to work with me. Or if they are not really excited about curiosity and they want more like, just tell me what to do or just tell me the cookie cutter, then that's probably not a great fit either. And then again, it just comes back to let's connect and the 3 kind of main ways to connect with me. And then the same footer. And feel free to jot down questions as you have them, and I'll open it up at the end too. And then services, work with me, go further, faster together. And again, audience focused. So it's all about them. And then here I actually have a discovery call, because when you're working with people, conversations are the fastest way to cash, to connect with people, to see if you're aligned. And so that's why I have a call right away to get them on the call if they're interested. And so far I had one person sign up, but then they didn't show up. So we'll see how that goes. And then this page with all the different offers, previously I had it all just like this, all expanded, but I had someone look over the website and they're like, that's really overwhelming. Like, it's just a lot of text. It's really long. So that's why I ended up doing drop downs, so that it doesn't feel like so much to read and people can kind of skim, and then the emojis just make it fun. And with pricing, it is important to put pricing on your website just so people have a ballpark. I'm in an entrepreneur group, and there was someone who asked, like, why are people not putting their pricing on the website? Because they posted and said, when I don't see pricing, I literally will not even pursue hiring them, because they just don't know. They don't know if it's going to be in their budget. They don't know if it's going to be too much. So that comment in the group, there were like 80 comments underneath, and more than half were leaning towards, if I don't see pricing, I'm not even gonna like try to connect with that coach or that person. So, and then just the same footer. And then books. This was something I've been wanting to do for a while, because when people purchase through Amazon, you get like a certain number of dollars. But if they purchase through you, and it's autographed, you can charge more than you would on Amazon, and you have the potential to make more. Because when I order author copies, I think they're like $2 and some 50 cents. And then I pay shipping, but I can get a bulk of them. But then when people order, I can sign it and send it, and it's a great connection. So, and I use Thrivecart for my checkouts. And so then I just made one checkout. I was thinking about making a checkout for each book, and that felt really overwhelming. So I'm like, you know what if I just make a checkout for all of them, and then they just tell me which book they want. So when they click purchase, it asks them which books do they want. And then the template had more than just, it had 6 spaces and I didn't have 6 books. So I did PDFs for sale, or no, for free, to try to get people onto my email list again. And my assistant did make nicer graphics. I just have not uploaded them yet. And then I just thought it was kind of fun to be playful. Visit your Amazon page, and then the Write With Us retreats, if they want to write their own, that fit really well there. And there's a spelling error. So living, breathing, not perfect. And I was going to make a note to fix that when we're off here. And it is something that helped me as I was making it was getting feedback. So I had a friend who was willing to go through and click all the things and give me feedback. And then I was working with a business coach, so she looked at it, and then my assistant looked at it. Oh, and even purchase, look at that, see? It's embarrassing, but it's also, I've realized, a sign that I like to move really fast. And so that's just part of me moving fast. And then there's the blog. So blogs, I'm sure you're pretty familiar with. I liked this template because you could put a little thumbnail. Anytime there can be a picture, like a small picture, I feel like it helps break up the text. And just a note on blogs when you're writing, avoid big chunks of text, please. Like I'm 41, but I'm already in that generation where if I see a big chunk of text, I will not read it. And sometimes I feel sad for writer friends who do big chunks of posts on social or in blogs, because I'm like, I love you and I'm sure this is amazing, but it's too hard to read. Like there's not enough space. So really, when you're doing marketing, blogging, social media, do paragraph breaks. And on social media, you just hold shift down and then hit enter, at least on a not Mac. And then also in blogs, like making sure you have headers and it's broken up. If you can do a bullet list, that also helps with reading. And then the last thing is just always do a CTA, like a call to action, where you're asking them a question or you're asking them to comment. And then also in blogs, like I can sometimes highlight my YouTube videos, or even if I have a freebie, I could say, PS, want this freebie, and then send them to the ConvertKit landing page for the freebie. Because the more pieces you have marketing, you can use them together and like it becomes a whole planetarium where it all works together. And then the contact, again, I just am connecting them to that 15-minute discovery call. And they can also fill this out, and on the back end, it goes to my email so they can select what they're emailing about. And the next thing coming on my website is a speaking page. And then testimonials. I kept this pretty simple. I could add a lot more, but I was just trying to get the website out the door. So testimonials. And then just I have one for the Write With Us, one for copywriting, freelancing. And then I have a reader, so it's my books. Yeah. And I just pulled this one off Amazon, which was fun. And that is the website. Yay. Thank you for witnessing with me and celebrating with me.
It looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, now I'll just open it up. We can talk about anything you'd like. We have like 19 more minutes, so
Well, congratulations, Deanne.
thank you. It's fun to
I'm
have
gonna
it
look over
done.
my note.
Go ahead.
I took a page of notes. So I'm gonna see if I have any questions. So do you really, everything I've read on marketing books, almost the very first thing they say is to have a writer's website. But you're saying focus on your email marketing. Just how important, I have 4 books and I'm working on fiction. All I have to do is figure out that ending. Do you do that? If I give you my book, will you write my ending?
ChatGPT may be more helpful for that.
Because let me give you some other body. But do you really feel that, how do I say this, that your writer's website site should be secondary or not
Yeah,
quite as important?
I really do, but with a caveat, if you are, well, and actually, yes, I'm going to say yes, because even if you have an email list like ConvertKit or MailChimp or even Substack, you can create a page through ConvertKit and MailChimp, like I have with my free book. You could create that for your book, even if it's not free, and have some kind of freebie with it or something. So even if you're pointing people there, you're getting them on your email list. Because once they're on your email list, you can update them on your book. You can tell them you have a new book. Like it's direct access to your buyers. The benefits of a website are, let's say you're on a podcast or someone's searching for your book in like on just in Google, then it can take them to your website. But it just I've seen the most results as a self-published author with my email list. And even just for the like 4 years between my old website and getting this one up, like I haven't used it. And so even if you do want to do a website, I would just say keep it simple and maybe just have it about books and if you happen to have services.
Okay, what do you do if you're me, who has a 2012 blog website that has evolved and junked and gone crazy? And I have 2 passions, writing and art, and I still have trouble. I can't divide them. But I know my website, I've tried to make it simple. I've tried to bring it back together, but it still is everywhere.
Let me look at your website real quick. Is it just JaniceCox.com?
Oh yeah, you got it.
Thanks for asking that because I have another website as well. And right now I have a menu item for my books, but trying to put those on there and do Simple Life, it's like it blows up on you.
One thing you may want to think about is having a menu with different pages and like underneath. So for example, one of my clients, and she won't care that I tell you she's my client, but I work with Makers of Care. And so what we did is we just thought about like what are the headings almost, but then we have all these pages here. So even if you had like Simple Life and then you had pages underneath that, you could do that. Or even if you had books and then a separate page for each book, you could do that. But you don't cram it all here or it's going to be just too much. And so Jan, looking at your website here, I like that you have joined the community right there, straight to your Facebook group. That's awesome. And you have your questions set up, right? Do you
Oh
have,
yes. Oh
and
yes.
you get their email?
Oh yes.
Okay, good. The top doesn't look crazy to me. Like it's not that much. It's art. I don't even know that you need by Janice. It could just be art, Medium posts, blog, connect, home, bookstore.
The bookstore is a mess because I've been making more books than I can keep them up on this non-classic, whatever you call it, the WordPress thing with their little ways of doing it drives me nuts.
Yeah. And
Yes,
here,
ma'am.
here on your homepage, like right away we see your books and we see your scripture, but there's nothing about your audience. So as you think about like your ideal audience, is it moms? Is it people longing to go deeper with Christ? Like I would put something here about that, like using your creativity to get closer to God, or because I know we talked about you being like a creativity catalyst. So what does that look like to address your audience on this homepage? Because right now it's just kind of like Janice, 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 like your scripture, your art, your books, but why does it matter to them? So,
And the books aren't necessarily there because that's only 5 and I've got 12. So
okay, yeah,
keep it up,
yeah,
as you can see.
yeah. But I do like it, this feels like kind of an umbrella statement to me. And so growing through God's word, and then you have your like writing about it and your art that is also connected to God's word, even if loosely.
And I have to add Substack because that's
Yeah.
where I am now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I haven't been looking at comments. Sorry. Sorry, Louise. Thank you for your feedback that the website is colorful yet fun to navigate. Nancy Booth, yeah, like a landing page. If you don't have a website, just create landing pages with other things. And then she sees people on Substack urging writers to build email lists first. The cool thing with Substack is that you actually have access to your emails on Substack. So I won't actually share my screen. I was about to, but then I'm like, oh, that's people's email addresses. And if I want to put this on YouTube for people to see, I don't want other people's emails. But yeah, Substack will collect email addresses, so you can either just keep them there, or you can download them and upload them into MailChimp or ConvertKit or another email provider. So Substack is actually a way to start getting emails, which is why I prefer it over Medium, because you get emails when they subscribe to you. And also, I feel like Substack is more creator focused because you can promote other people's Substacks on yours. And like this morning, I got an email that 2 newsletters I don't even know are promoting my Substack. So.
And I find I get subscriptions from, like I started with my MailChimp list, but then I'm getting subscriptions through Substack. So even if you started with nothing,
Yeah.
it will keep building because it says, if you like what you see, subscribe below. So there you are. Mine are all
Yeah.
free, but I don't go for paid right now. So it's just a way to build much better way than MailChimp was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See,
Yeah.
I'm a MailerLite and I've just wrote a note to check into Substack because that sounds.
And Substack is great if you tend to write blogs and you want, or like blogs/newsletters, you want them to go to your audience directly. An email provider can be good if you want to do like automations or a welcome sequence, or like have people in different groups in your email list. So I have like my collective email, momentum email, and then I have a prayer email list. So if you're segmenting people, you can't do that in Substack. It's just get the newsletters/blogs. So if you need more advanced things, a different email provider would be needed.
But it does make you write more. I find going
Yes.
Substack, I'm on a weekly able to get my newsletter out. It would take me 1 or 2 months to do it on MailChimp. So
And what I love about Substack is it's so clean. Like it feels like it just feels like a Google Doc, and I love it too. Yeah. Yeah. And then Louise, the one disadvantage of Substack is that readers have to create an account to react or connect. That's true, versus WordPress does not have that barrier. Yeah.
I think they can comment without creating an account. But I'm not sure. I seem to remember people liking, and I don't think he has an account. I don't know the answer to that.
I'll ask ChatGPT. Yes, you do need to create a profile to comment. It's only minimal personal information.
But you
And
can
it takes a minute.
reply to an email without.
Yes, because it's in their inbox, so they can just hit reply. Yes.
So I just say, write to me.
But they're not going to get the email if they don't have an account on Substack.
they will get my email without having an account.
Yeah, so to get a Substack email or to comment on Substack, they have to have an account.
Right. But they can write back to me with their comment. Because they get the email.
Yeah,
They can just reply to my email and we can have a conversation back and forth.
yes. But they still would have an account
No.
to get the email in the first place.
No, because if all people went onto that email list that I uploaded from MailChimp, they all get my email. They don't have to be part of Substack to get my email.
Because I
Okay,
get Janet's without being, I don't have an account with Substack, and I get Janet's with Timber Creek Farm.
okay, so maybe that's interesting though, because the fact that you uploaded people to Substack, they're in Substack system, even if they don't have maybe an official profile
okay.
created.
They
I-
definitely send them out.
Yeah,
And they tell you how many of them are open, just like MailChimp would do. And you can keep track of who sees how many people actually open it. You know, the little star thing like MailChimp.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So many tools now. It's like we get to be writers and like technology learners.
I'm one of those that I just want to write my book. Somebody else do the
I
technology.
know, I hear you.
I'm not there yet, but one day.
Baby steps.
I was looking
And-
for that crazy face, but I can't find it.
Well, and it's all about figuring out what you prefer. Like if you prefer blogging, then do blogging. If you prefer doing more picture focused Instagram or you're an angel, Jan. Love it.
Um,
Any other questions or comments? It doesn't even have to be website related. It's just fun to see you guys. I'm glad we did this. I'm like busy packing. All my stuff is on the bed and I was practicing my makeup today, not super happy with it, but letting perfectionism go. Because I
the
did
rest
one
of
of
my
those
day is
like
gonna be the rest of my day is gonna be watching your marketing video that I didn't get to be. I was so upset I couldn't be there Saturday.
yeah.
It's
And I got you the recording, I believe, right? You got that email?
I've got it, and that's
Okay,
I've
good.
watched a little of it, and I'm taking notes, and it's been crazy around here to say the least.
Hmm.
And so I'm trying to do it in between everything.
The Tetris life we all live. Between grandkids,
You know, I
kids.
just wake up in the morning and say, God, here I am,
Mhm.
bring it on. Because I
Yeah.
know you're headed there before I get there. So
I love that. Surrender.
oh, I don't have a choice. So it's-
Hmm. Yeah, you're welcome, Jan. I'm glad to do this. Louise, thank you for saying I look great. Yay. I did one of those makeovers yesterday at Sephora. And then, you come home with all the things, then you're trying to do it and you're like, wait, what did she say? What's the order? Like, yeah, it's funny.
Not Mac, Sephora. Not Mac.
Sephora, not MAC.
Not Mac.
I don't like MAC. MAC is really heavy. I feel like it's really heavy makeup. So I don't know.
I don't wear makeup anymore, but
Yeah.
we sold it
For the
enough.
stage, just for the
Neither.
stage, because the spotlight. Yeah.
neither.
I had a prayer for us, Deanne.
Yes. Oh, I love it. To finish us out.
Yep.
Love it.
Works.
It's
Bye, Louise.
it's one of the prayers from Lectio Divina 365. So Lord of light, life, and color, which fits our website today, shine all of us and through us today. As we turn our face towards you, may our eyes blink at your brilliance, our hearts beat at your beauty, and our lives reflect your radiance as we learn to pray and write for you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Man,
That's
Amen.
beautiful.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah,
It is.
love art.
Deanna, you have a safe trip and enjoy yourself.
Thank
Mhm.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for doing this. Yeah.
You're welcome. So good to
Thank
see you
you.
all.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you
Bye-bye.
later. Bye.
Bye.